Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. This motor here was sent to us from, his name's Gary from Indianapolis, Indiana. He got it from his grandpa's farm. It's like an old Briggs Stratton, like a washing machine motor. He said that they used it for their washing machine and for like their water pump and like the butter churn and all that stuff, kind of like a little utility engine. He was just wondering if we could see if we can get it going and maybe they could put it like in their historical society museum or something like that. I said, sure, I'll give it a try. You know, I don't normally work on this kind of stuff. I like trying new things. So anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Okay, that's like a plate on it right here. On the newer Briggs and Strattons, you know, on the model number, the first two numbers were always a cubic inch. Two numbers on the code would say the year, but this one just has like a model. It says WMB and the type's 95581 and the serial number's a 1169123. So does that mean it's a 1923 engine? Really don't know, but it's kind of cool. It has like this kickstart. It's not stuck, but it feels like there's not very much compression here. But I'm going to go ahead and mount this on a piece of wood so it's easier to work on, and we'll give it a compression test, make sure that's spark. Then on this carburetor here, kind of a weird looking carburetor. Like this is your choke, it looks like. And it must siphon the gas from down below. I don't think there's a needle in there, so you can't have the tank above it. Must have to have a mounted tank below it. Then the suction just brings the gas up, because here's your mixture screw. So I don't know, it'd be kind of interesting if we can get this running. Okay, I mounted it to a 2x6 right here. So let's go ahead and see if it has spark. Oil's right here. I checked the oil. I was reading a thing. It's been years ago, but like the Maytags, they had like a 2-cylinder motor like this, but it's actually like a 2-cycle, because the bottom, that's where the fuel is. But this is a 4-cycle, so it'd be impossible to put gas in here and have this. So I got to figure out how to mount a tank on here or something so it can suck the gas up to the carburetor. But check this other stuff out first. Sure like to get this running. Let's see what it sounds like. Well, there's no spark, but I can understand why, because the pipe sat for so long. I have to either clean the points or put new points in there. So we'll have to take the flywheel off of that and check that out. Give it a quick compression test here. Most I could get out of it was 30 pounds, so maybe we might need to check the valves in it or something. I'm sure I can get this thing going here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take this shroud off, this cover, and we'll take that flywheel off and see what's going on. Oh shoot, that's kind of a crazy looking coil on it, don't it? I think the wire is just wrapped around that. And here's our, like a wind governor. These threads look like it's reverse thread. Okay, this housing over here is like aluminum, so we gotta be very careful. I'm gonna use some skinny. Well, that didn't take long to break loose. And there's our points. There's some oil splatter in here. Maybe that seal here is getting bad. Points are opening and closing. Maybe I'll try cleaning them once real quick, and we'll see if we can't get sparked that way. Okay, I got like a little nail file here. I'll file the points here a little bit. They don't look burnt or nothing. Look a little corroded. Squirt some carburetor cleaner on there and clean that dust off. But before you start spin it around, make sure you blow it off and make sure it's dry, because carburetor cleaner is really flammable. Don't want to start a fire or nothing. Let's take the air gun and blow it off real quick. Then we'll put the flywheel on, see if we got some spark. There's a lot of crud on the flywheel right there too. I'm gonna clean that off. Put our flywheel key in. Like I said, that nut's reverse thread. Go ahead and tighten that down. Okay, I'm going to spin that with the drill, see if we got spark. So the fins are curved that way, so that means we have to spin it that way. And we'll watch the spark there. Still nothing. Well, let me go upstairs and see if I have a set of points for something this old. Be right back. I didn't have any points, but I cleaned the points again, and I tested the points of the test, and they worked. But I got to look at the spark plug wire, and it's all cracked up, but it's going through this plate here. And as you can see, it's probably shorting itself out. So I put a new wire in there. You got plenty of spark now. So that's what I did. I just replaced this spark plug wire. So that's got to figure out what I'm going to do with the fuel situation. That's the next step. I wish I knew what the original tank looked like. You got to do something because you can't have the tank above it. It has to be down below because it looks like it has to suck it in. So I find like a little gas tank and set it kind of right here out of the way. That'll be my next step. It probably gonna be nothing fancy, just something to get this thing running. So I'm gonna do some thinking on what to use, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my old tank I had. Just put some brackets on it, put a fueling on there, that way I can still use the adjustment screw, and I can see if the gas is I use a clear hose so I can see if the gas is gonna get sucked up in there. Nothing fancy, just see if this thing's gonna run for us. So I'll go ahead and put some gas in here, and we'll just spin it over by this nut here, see if the gas is going to get sucked up in there. So I'll go put some fuel in there right now. Okay, see what it does here. I'll be darned, it runs. There's an adjustment on the side where you can raise it or lower it. That is cool. That is awesome. These motors must run off 30 pounds of compression. But, you know, it was dry, though, too. Let me take that plug out and get another compression test. Who knows how long that thing sat. It's on 0. I guess I use that Kickstarter. I guess it even starts with the kickstart, too. But I think I pushed it like 3 or 4 times. Hang it over the edge here. And for no muffler, I think it's actually pretty quiet for no muffler. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, it's up to 60 now. So that's probably just because the range and everything was dry. Well, that should be good enough for an old 4-cycle to start. That is sure neat. Sure neat. An old Briggs, and I think according to that number, it was made in 1923, but don't quote me on it. That Gary left his phone number, so I'm gonna call him, have him watch the video, and you know, if he wants this thing back, I'll be more than happy to give it back to him. I really didn't do nothing to it. It's a great opportunity to work on it, and then maybe he'll put it in like a historical society museum or something like that, because that is one neat motor. And they said, you know, it was made for the wash machine, but he said they also used it for a water pump, I believe, and a butter churn. You know, I suppose back in them days, you know, you don't have the access to electricity and stuff like we do nowadays. You know, we kind of take that for granted. So I'm sure this motor was used for about anything to make life easier back on the farms back in the day. But anyways, I appreciate you watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and you have a good afternoon. Bye.